everybody, happy Monday and welcome back to the Creative Challenge in Illustrator. I am Clary and I'm your host for this next week of Creative Challenges. We already spent 1 week having fun in Illustrator, but don't worry if you're joining today for the first time, that's absolutely fine. Every challenge is a new challenge every day. So today we're gonna start and kick off with challenge number 5. And I wanna say hi in the chat. I can see the amazing Wade Acuff being there, helpful as usual, sharing all the amazing clickable links in the chat. If you are watching from YouTube, make sure to tune in on behance.net/live. So I can say hi to you and I can reply to your questions. Also, let me go ahead and see who is in the chat. I can see Maya, I can see Aaron, Katrina, Anastasia, Chloe, Uriel. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Laura, Susan. Let me see if I can scroll up in the chat. Zoe, Jacob Phillips in the chat. Nice to see you. Paul, fantastic. Jotirmia, nice to see you. Anissa, lovely, beautiful. I think we are ready to start. If you are here for the first time, let me give you a little bit of a heads up of what the creative challenges are about. If you want to know more details about the streams, you can always go back to day number 1 because you're going to find many more details and I will spend much more time in there. Right, so the place to start in order to join the challenges is our fantastic landing page, behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is the place in which you can get reminded of the challenges by clicking on the big blue button, and you will receive an email simply saying, hey, today's challenge number 5. And what happens here also is that every challenge is going to get unveiled and revealed. So as you can see today, we are, as I mentioned, at challenge number 5, which is called Knockout Layout. And if you click on Get Started, you'll be able to download the starter file so you can join and work with me while during the stream, or you can always go back and click on watch video in order to watch the replay. So you can just chill with me right now. And by the way, happy International Women's Day. I haven't said that yet, how that is possible, but I'm gonna dig in that topic in just a second. And of course, as I was saying, you can watch the replay just by clicking on watch videos. All the replay are available here for all the past stream and for the past challenges, so you can come back and catch up at any time, even during next weekend. You can do even more than one challenge per day. The second part, which is a very important part of these challenges, is our community. So click on community chat and you will be teletransported into this fantastic world, which is our Discord server. This is our international community chat where everybody shares their work. As you can see, I can see some lovely work. We learned how to create, if you can imagine, this beautiful illustration just by using a circle, a triangle, and a square. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. And we've done so much more, but I really love what you do. So, I mean, this is the place where you can share your work just to show it off or to get feedback or to ask questions. We have the amazing Adobe community, the mentors, and of course, all of you guys who build up this international community. And by the way, talking about international, let me know in the chat where are you watching from. I'm always super excited by the fact that we are an international community. For those of you who don't know yet, I am an Italian designer, but I'm streaming from Manchester, UK. So right here is 7:30 p.m. and good afternoon for those that are on this side of the world. Let me know where are you watching from, so we can I can say hi to you and perhaps good morning or good evening. Right, if you have finally downloaded the file, this is the way that it looks like, and I'm gonna repeat it just one more time for those of you who are just joining. All you have to do is head on the landing page. I'm sure that yes, Wade has placed the amazing link in there. Then scroll down and click on Get Started. That will prompt you and take you into the starter file. I'm going to show you right away the final result of today, Knockout Layout. We're going to create a layout grid for Instagram. Have you ever scrolled through Instagram and found those amazing pages that everything looks so organized, everything looks like as it was planned? Well, that's a little, that's exactly the point. It was planned and it was that designed. So I'm here today to show you how to do that, and we're going to learn how to do that together. So I want to say hi to Kate from Texas. We have Beth from Mexico, from Mexico, Bruno. Brazil, nice to see you. More Brazil, South Africa, Orlando. We have Paula, a Colombian in Orlando. Fantastic. Birmingham, UK, nice to see UK, Missouri, Nashville, Ontario, Canada. More Colombia, Eddie from San Francisco, Colleen from Liverpool, New York. More Canada, Poland, Israel. Beautiful. I love to see this international community. Keep putting in the chat your location, but also if at any point you have any question, make sure to paste it in the chat so I can get to reply to you. And if I don't see your question, maybe place it again because I'm going to be here working. Montreal, Canada, New York. Fantastic. Right. So let's get started. As I say, I wanted to show you the final result. So you can see, and because as I mentioned, today is International Women's Day, which it's amazing. And we have a little reminder of Wade of no self-promotion on the chat. In fact, we have Discord for that, and of course Behance. This is the place where you're gonna push your content, but we're gonna get to that at the end of the stream. Let's focus on creating right now. As I said, International Women's Day, I decided to dedicate today to only some, because I know many, many more of the amazing women creators that I've met throughout these years. And like you can see here, we have my dear friend from my hometown in Italy, Christina, the Lazy Trotter, DJ and Frankenstein, which is a Deb, DJ, and also she does amazing programs at the radio. Anna McNaughty on Instagram, you've probably seen her here doing other streams. Christian Art. We have Jasmine, Little Layer Sunflower, which is a lovely designer that plays with the designs with paper cuts out, and of course Jade Purple Brown, which is the artist that has created the main cover for Illustrator this year. So I want to name them all. Aurelia, we got Sophia, Valentina V, Julia Masaska, Robin Eisenberg. So many creator, many designers, amazing women. I decided to celebrate them, so we're gonna use them as a content. Otherwise, use whatever photo you want. You can use this for, I don't know, if you sell products on your Instagram, or if it's your personal Instagram, maybe your travel, you can use any photo you want. I'm here just to show you the techniques on how to create this fantastic grid. Right. So when you start with with your file, I already created this bigger artboard, which is the size of a 3x4 Instagram grid. And something that I want to show you about Illustrator is that when we create an artboard, so click on the artboard tool on the toolbar and we click and drag to create an artboard, then we can actually press return in order to add the size. And look here. All we need to remember is that the size of an Instagram post is 1080 by 1080. So if I'm going to place 1080 and then the asterisk sign by 3 for the width, which is going to be our columns, look what happens. By clicking away, Illustrator does the math for you. So it's already giving me the result of how many pixels are 1080 by 3. And for the height, which is going to be the number of row, I'm going to have 1080 by 4, we said. So again, asterisk 4. And by clicking away, we already have the math. So 1080 by 4 is 4,320. And I can pretend that I've done all the math in my head. In reality, Illustrator has done the math for you. So once you create that, simply click on OK. And as you can see, this is the final size, which is exactly the one that we're going to be working on. I'm going to delete this artboard because we already have one here. Right. I'm going to start it from my layers, and I'm going to click on the plus icon to create a new layer, and I'm going to call it grid. This is the place where we're going to start to display our guides. I'm going to click on the rectangle tool from the toolbar and make sure that you really place it over one of the top corner. And as you can see, we have a little purple guide, smart guide, that say that we are intersecting the corner. When you see the word intersect, click once, and the measure here is the same. You can do 1080 by 3, and in this case, that's already know that it's 1080 by 4, but you can use math anytime that you use measurements in Illustrator. So exactly like we did before, 1080 by 4, and click away is going to give me the result. And I'm going to click zoom out and click on OK. And as you can see, Illustrator has created a rectangle of the exact size of a 3x4 Instagram puzzle grid. press I to trigger the eyedropper tool, and I'm going to click on this, select this color, which is going to be our background color over here. Fantastic. So now we're going to do a couple things. First of all, I'm going to press Command C to copy this rectangle, and I'm going to create a new layer, which I'm going to call background, and I'm going to press Command F to place the same rectangle, in this case inside the other layer. What happened here is that it placed it in the same layer. Don't worry, you can click and drag and place it in the correct layer. Now the reason why you don't see anything underneath is because the layer or the order of the layer stacks matters. So I have the background on top. All I have to do is to click and drag it at the bottom in order to bring it at the bottom. And of course the grid is on top, so that's the only reason why we're not seeing that. In the layer called grid, I'm gonna go ahead and select, so I'm gonna lock the layer with the background, lock the layer, and as you can see, it's just here this little icon, this little square next to the layer name in order to lock it so we don't move the other content. And I click and select only the grid layer, the rectangle in the grid layer. Then with the rectangle selected, I'm gonna head to Object, Path, and then Split into Grid. Here we already know that we're creating 4 rows and 3 columns. Click on Preview to make sure that you are creating all the squares, and then click OK. And now remember, this is an amazing shortcut. Command 5 if you're working on a Mac, or Control 5 if you're working on a Windows machine. All your shape turned into guides. Can you see them? Those are the amazing guides. So I'm going to press Command Z to undo. We have split the shape into square. Remember, Command 5, boom, and we transformed our square into a grid. This is going to be very useful to see where the content is going to go. So we already have an idea of how we're going to split it. We're going to use it again to create the artboards at the end. But for now, I'm going to lock the grid, and then all I have to do is to bring in the content. So I'm going to toggle the lock. So I'm going to be able to edit the layer that we can now name graphics, which is the layer that contains the main content. And then I'm going to use the shortcut Shift Command P in order to open the place window. I have this bunch of images, which are all these lovely ladies. I'm going to place them all in here. As you can see, once you select them, they all get loaded. I have 9 images there, and simply click once into your artboard in order to place the images. Now, I'm probably not going to be able to do them all. There is another way in which you can place. It looks like that we miss perhaps Julia and also Deb. You can also simply click and drag the images inside your artwork, and they will be there in your machine. Something that you want to do when you place images is to head to the window menu, select links. Oops, looks like I selected, here it is, in order to open the links panel, and then click on your images, and I'm gonna open it up so we can have a little bit of a bigger view of our images. Here it is, and click on the first one, hold Shift, and then select on the last images so we can select them all, and then click on the flyout menu and select on embed images. By doing so, as you can see, we have all a little icon here. When we save our file and then we share it, we make sure that the image will stay within the file. So, you know, when the file gets lost, you open it, you send it to a friend, you send it to a director, and you cannot find the files, is because you've not embedded. So remember, click on the photo and then the flyout menu and embed. Fantastic. So now that we have our images, we have it embedded, all we have to do is to start to create these wonky shapes and all these in order to give it a little bit more of a nice look. So I'm going to start by placing the image of the lovely Anna, and I'm going to click on one of the shapes that are selected, or let's actually make one from scratch. I'm going to press the letter N on my keyboard and then simply free draw a shape just like so. And then all we have to do is to hold the Shift key, and with the shape selected, I'm going to zoom in so hopefully you can see a little bit better. Hold the Shift and click on the image, on the photo of Anna, and press Command S, that's Control S on Windows in order to create a clipping mask. Now, as you can see, I've missed a little bit of a corner, but don't worry, you can always double click inside your mask, and then we can move our image around. And if I want, I can also stretch the image by dragging one of the corner of the bounding box. And don't forget to hold the Shift key in order to resize it proportionally, because otherwise, look what happened. If I don't hold Shift, I'm gonna distort the poor photo here. So press Command Z and make sure always to resize by holding the Shift key. Fantastic. And that's pretty much it. I'm gonna start to collect all these images here, and you can do that. Let's use this beautiful picture of Christine art. By the way, last year, probably last week, I was streaming with Christine and I had such an amazing blast. Go ahead and follow it. I'm gonna share the entire layout afterwards so you can see all the little Instagram tag of these amazing women. They're definitely worth checking out. And that's pretty much what I kept doing. So press the letter N in order to draw with the pencil tool. And once you create your shape, remember, your shape must be located on top of your image in order to create a clipping mask. If you have any issue, it's probably because the shape is on top. So the image below, the shape on top. In order to bring a shape on top or any images on top, all you have to do is use the shortcut Command Shift right bracket. It will take your image on top. Again, hold Shift and select the image and the shape, and Command 7 to create our lovely clipping mask. Just like so. Fantastic. Then you can simply use the type tool in order to create text, and go to the properties panel and make sure that the text is big enough. So I don't remember Christine hashtag, but I'm just gonna write test for now. We have our real, let's see actually. So is Art Chris. There we go. Let's actually use the right one. So at Art Chris, and I hope that is correct. I'm going to double check again. Yeah, it looks like it's okay. And then you can use any font you want here from your properties panel. Fantastic. And you can resize it. You can do so many amazing things. But we're going to talk about paragraph styles and about text a little bit further during these challenges. I got a few minutes. And what I really wanted to show you is how to then create this split grid. Right. So what I'm going to do now is head back to my layers, and I'm just going to copy and paste these lovely ladies here just to pretend that we have created all this content right now. Gonna maybe just add, oh no, what's going on? I'm gonna add at least one here. I'm gonna use our lovely lazy trotter, Christina. Here it is, just to have an idea, but you can spend all the time you want to create, you know, photos, cut out and shape and go on and text. And again, you can place your products, you can place your photo of yourself, whatever image you like, even your own portfolio and illustration. But what it really matters now is that how do we create the split images? Right, so let's lock our graphic layer so we don't keep changing it. And let's back to our background. So once we select the background, we know the grid is locked, the images are locked. So the only thing that I can actually move is the background. Let's go back and do the trick that we've done before. So with the background selected, go to Object, Path, Split into Grid. We're gonna as well use the 4 rows and 3 columns. Make sure that you click on the preview in order to make sure that you know exactly what you're doing. And as you can see, it looks like we are matching our guides, and click on OK. Now you can hide the guides so you can see that those are actually your little squares. Here they are. And I'm going to change real quick the color of my grid so you can see them better. Here it is. Now all I have to do is to click on the artboard tool. And as you can see, I have this big artboard that contains them all. And I'm going to delete it because I don't need the big container. All I want is different artboards so I can export them. And with the artboard tool selected, all I have to do is to simply click once on top of these little squares. And as you can see, they are what I'm doing. I am creating one artboard per square. So I've used the big rectangle, split it into a grid, and then use the artboard tool and click on each square in order to select it. And then all you're left to do is to export your file. And in this case, I'm going to use the one that is already nicely done, just to spend a little bit more time designing. but as you can see, it's exactly the same concept. All I've done is split the square and then use the artboard tool and click on the square, because when you click on the square, the artboard is going to contain the entire square and therefore the graphic which sits inside of it. Now use the Option Command E shortcut to access the export for screen little window, and you can select all the artboards you want over here. As you can see, we have our lovely ladies split in all different squares. Make sure that you select a folder on your desktop. In this case, because we have many different folders, I'm going to create a subfolders because we have multiple images that we're exporting, and click on Export Artboard. So now, as you can see, I have a new folder here, and inside my folder, I have all the single images with Robin, Valentina, Julia, Aurelia, Jade, Sophia, Chris, Christine, and of course Jasmine, Raja, Anna, Deb, and Christina. So here it is. That's all you got left to do now is to send an email to your phone, and if you have a computer, just simply share it, and you're gonna be able to post it into Instagram. Now remember, the very last tip that I want to give you is that here, when you post it into Instagram, remember you always have to start from the very last. So in order to create that puzzle grid, you will have to post first the bottom image. So our lovely Robin will have to be the first one to post, then Valentina V, then Julia, and so on. So never start from the first one, otherwise your design is not going to match. But then your Instagram is going to display like this beautiful grid. Now, I'm going to actually, in this case, to share it for our Discord, I'm going to create a little screenshot so you can actually have a little reminder of what I've done so far. And the screenshot for the Mac is, I believe, I don't even know if I remember correctly, but I think is Option Command 4 to create it, to take a screenshot. Maybe not. Let me know in the chat real quick if you remember to take a screen. Oh, it's Shift Command 4. Here it is. And I want to show you how you can share that on Discord. Make sure to head on the Discord channel. I'm going to give you the link here real quick. Is bit.ly/AI Discord. And once you head into your Discord, all you have to do is to click on the little plus icon. Make sure that you select the challenge, the little challenge tab under feedback, and then from here you select the file of your choice, and you can post multiple images. You can take a screenshot as I did, completely up to you, and you can ask questions and simply share your work. So this is our challenge number 5, and I'm going to click on upload so you can have a look of the final result and how the grid is going to look like with the different artboards. Now, if you're going to share your work on your profile, so on your Behance page, which I strongly recommend you to do, click on create a new project to create a new one, or you can click on the little gear and edit in order to add the new image of your new work that we created today. Hopefully I can find it fast here. Here it is, and click on open to upload the image. What I want to remind you is when you share your work on Behance, on your social media, you can use the hashtag or the project tags AI Creative Challenge. By doing so, you will have the chance to be featured on the Illustrator Challenges little galleries that are here on Behance and also on Instagram. Unfortunately, it's time to say goodbye. I hope that I replied to all your questions. I saw my mom in the chat. Nice to see you. Jotirmia, Ailey, everybody, thank you so much. Ashfarful, thank you so much for the shortcut. I saw it there. Don't forget to share your work, and don't forget to stay tuned. There is so much more coming out here at Adobe Live, so many fantastic streams. And of course, I'm going to catch you tomorrow, same time, for challenge number 6 in Illustrator. Thank you so much, everybody. Goodbye.